Okay, hello and welcome to the first practice session for F1 Academy. I just had a bit of a lunch break, so that's why I'm a few minutes late. But we're going to be getting this practice session right underway. Here's the cars are soon to head out there in around about 30 seconds from now. But a 45-minute session still to come. F1 Academy, round 3, Miami, USA. First practice session of the day for these young girls. And, well, they're racing around 5.4 kilometres, 3.3 miles of absolute stunning racetrack. 3.5 metres in elevation, and there are 17 corners. The race lap record, 159.2, was set by Abby Pulling last year. Cars are now out on the circuit, and we are running right after FP1 for Formula One. So, yeah, this is going to be good for these young girls and to get their practice levels up and get used to the circuits. I've had a bit of a lunch break, so that's why I'm about 30 minutes late, and all can be explained. So there's two 40-minute practice sessions, and that is because there are some drivers that have not turned the wheel of the Miami circuit before. So they're giving every single driver a chance to have a crack at this. So 40 minutes of practice on the screen at the moment. Dorian Pan, she was very, very quick in last round. Dorian Pan was very quick last round. So was Maya Vug. She was very quick as well. Within the two races that these drivers had. So yeah, this is going to be an important session for some of these drivers, mainly because of the different elevations in these cars compared to the Formula One cars. So yeah, this is going to be quite interesting. Here is on screen at the moment is Maya Vuk. She's been quite quick, more to say. Within the past 3 rounds, she's been quite quick, but she's not the person actually leading the championship. It is Dorian Pan who's currently leading the championship, and she's been getting quicker and quicker as the 3 rounds have gone on. But Leah Block, she's currently in the pit lane at the moment and bleeding tyre pressure. Now it's going to be quite important for some of these drivers just to put some laps together. Being in recent rounds for F1 Academy, they've only had one practice session, so it's good that they get 2 practice sessions this weekend, compared to the Formula 1 drivers that only get 1 practice session. But yeah, that's the same with most support races this weekend. Porsches, they get 2 practice sessions, and so do F1 Academy, so this is quite good for them. So we'll see what these young girls can do in terms of qualifying tomorrow when I stream that, and see who exactly can put their car on top. But of course, I'll be back with Formula 1 sprint qualifying. That won't be too far away. It'll be about 10 minutes after this stream ends. On screen here with Chloe Chong, in the Charlotte Tilbury entry, the purple and pink entry for Chloe Chong. She was very quick at China, and so was Nita Gademan in the Alpine Academy livery. Number 3 Alpine Academy livery for Nita Gademan. We'll get into the circuit, but most of these drivers haven't actually done a few proper laps yet. Well, at least most of them haven't. Courtney Crone, she's currently in the pit lane as well, as we now start to see some lap times come in. Ella Lloyd is currently on a lap time as well. Her two first sectors, purple and purple to the first and second sector. For Ella Lloyd, as she hits a braking marker into the what is second. Ella Lloyd is actually one of the drivers here this weekend that have not really touched this circuit. She hasn't turned a wheel of this circuit. So as to one of those reasons why we have got 2 practice sessions. Same with Chloe Chong. Had Chloe Chambers as well here last year. So she's got some mileage in at this circuit at Miami. He is Ella Lloyd riding every little bit to the curb, and I think in the process she locks the right front Pirelli up. Of course, further down, I think it was. Yeah, we saw second last corner as Leah Block makes her way down the back straight. In an F1 Academy car, it feels like forever in one of these Formula 4 cars. When you run down the back straight, it just absolutely feels like you're sitting on the rev limiter for almost forever as Leah Block crosses the line to start her lap in the Williams Academy racing car. Leah Block. Real sideways on the exit of turn 1 for Leah Block. She's spent the last 3 years here in F1 Academy, driving for the Williams Academy. Last year she didn't do too bad. She got a few race wins under her belt. No pole positions. Might be something that she's maybe something that she might be looking for this season, with 4 seasons of F1 Academy gone. Leah Block at the moment, her first sector is personal best 0.6 up on Ella Lloyd, who's just gone faster. 201.578 for Ella Lloyd. She's gone faster than Chloe Chong now by 2.1 seconds faster. So Ella Lloyd looking quick in that McLaren Academy car. It's actually a Prema. Okay, it's actually Prema, so she's in the Prema Academy series for Ella Lloyd as Leah Block makes her way up through the highway section of the circuit and now drops her way back down. And we saw in Formula 1 Landon Ice getting right up close to that Qatar Airways signage, and it was actually 4 millimeters separating Landon Ice and the wall. So shows how unbelievably tight it is down there. Leah Block picking a braking marker, which of course if you miss that braking marker, you will end up locking up. She heads now through turn 18, 19, and then into turn 20, the final corner around this circuit. What's this lap going to be? It's going to be quick. It's quick enough to go second, 201.8. Followed by 201.8, followed by 201.578 from Ella Lloyd, who's sitting at the top of the moment. Aurelia Nobles has just gone up. She's done a 202.8 as well, so it's about less than a tenth separating the second, third, and fourth, which already really quick times in F1 Academy. But of course, the track is a bit slow at the moment. Leah Block getting real sideways out of the first corner. As we were talking about there, and she uses every little bit of curb, as most of the F1 Formula 1 drivers did in their first practice session. So yeah, using every little bit of curb for Leah Block. Tina Hausman goes up to 7th, 203.804. She's 1.3 seconds off the pace for Tina Hausman. Emma Felbermeyer goes up to 5th. And now that margin just dropping a little bit. Dorian Pan also goes up to 2nd. She's done a 201.598. So 0.027 separating the top 2. Leah Block sits in 3rd. Chloe Chong sits in 4th. Emma Felbermeyer sits in 5th. So it's still quite tight out there. Dobson at the moment, she's down in 9th. she makes her way up through the highway section. And first sector for her personal best, not purple, personal best to the first sector. What's this lap going to be in the second sector? It's about a second off, so it's going to put her up about 2 positions so far, probably P7. There's a car behind her just weaving the tyres and trying to get some temperature into the Pirellis here and try and put a good lap together. Meanwhile, Leah Block goes to the top 201.3, 0.2 faster than Ella Lloyd. A lot more rubber put down from the Formula 1 practice session. Aurelia Nobles goes up to 4th. She's done a 201.7. It's 4 tenths separating the top 4. Dobson goes up to 8th, 202.9. Already looking quite quick here, but of course the pace record around here, 159.8, the lap record around here, 159.8, I reckon. We'll see lap times 4 seconds faster. So, of course, there's still a while until qualifying. Meanwhile, Dorian Pan now goes to the top. She's done a duo 201.0. Ella Lloyd, 2 minute 0.4, nearly 0.6 faster for Ella Lloyd. She's gone fastest so far. Dorian Pan in second, half a second off. Leah Block goes up to second. Emma Felbermeyer up into 4th. And one of the Haas Academy cars has just gone up into 11th. It's a bit of a happy hour here for people at the front, especially Dorian Pan, who went from top back to the bottom. So 1.0 for that lap for Dorian Pan. Leah Block in second, Ella Lloyd in third, Felbermeyer in 4th, Nobles in 5th, Gaidman in 6th, Houseman in 7th, Chloe Chong in 8th, Dobles in 9th, like Chloe Chambers, who's down in 14th. Now, Maya Vug is also down there in 18th position as well. Expect her to improve within this session. Now, for most of these drivers, it will just be important to do as many laps as possible. Try and feel for the track grip at the moment, but it's Maya Vug who's currently leading the championship at the moment. She's first in the championship, 59 points to her name. Aurelia Nobles has just gone up to second, 201.044. Chloe Chambers, 201.097. It is less than a tenth separating the top 3. So, extremely tight. And if someone had found 2 tenths, they would have gone to the top. Yeah, it would have been a 2 minute 0.8 that lap if someone had improved by 2 tenths. So, quite tight. Dorian Pan, she's improving at the moment, and special livery for her, 1.1 seconds faster, 159.9 for Dorian Pan. Looking quick indeed, 2 minute 0.1 for Ella Lloyd. Tina Hausman goes up to 3rd. She's done a 2 minute 0.7. It's still 8 tenths now between the top 3. One of the Prema engineers looking on for Ella Lloyd. It's only 2 tenths separating those two. We take a look at a replay of one of the American Express cars. That is Nicole Harvard. Getting real sideways on the curbs. Testing truck limits, and I think that's truck limits all right. So testing that will be a thing in qualifying tomorrow when I stream it. Aurelia Nobles now locks up that front left Pirelli P0 tyre and actually continues on. So Aurelia Nobles there. You won't be surprised if there's actually a mark on that tyre. Oh, is that a car spun? That looked as if that was a car spun. I'm not sure, but it did look close to as if it was a car spun. Aurelia Nobles up there in 4th. 1.1 seconds off the pace, and she's at the moment on to improve. Leah Block goes up into 4th. She's done a 2 minute 0.9. He's still 1 second clear off the pace. But Ella Lloyd seems to be the only person that can really touch Dorian Pan in terms of her pace. Aurelia Nobles goes up to 4th now, and there's a yellow flag in Sector 1. We'll try and find what that is all about. And that is one of the Racing Bull Academy cars of Raffaella Ferrara down there in 13th. 4.7 seconds off the pace. So she's done a 2:05.03. Nina Gateman now goes up to third in the Alpine Academy car. She has just done a 2:04, so quick lap there from her. Puts her up into third. So now it's half a second separating the top three. So Dorian Pan, that lap time that she did, oh, that is Rafaela Ferreira. She's lucky not to go in the wall. On the right-hand side down there, she's just locked the rear tyres. So she's just went in there way, way too hot. And she's locked the rear tyres and went straight on. So not what she needed there. But those Pirellis won't be feeling nice, I can tell you that much. I think there's about 3 sets of Pirellis that these drivers can use for practice. So 1 set each, maybe 4 sets for practice. But it's how you use the tyres here this weekend, so not you get some good lap time out of it. Now Maya Vug, I'm gonna guess her plan here is to just let the rubber be put down here, and then put the lap time at the back end of the session. Nina Gateman at the moment, she's up in third, personal best the first sector. We'll see what the second sector's like. There's 25.1 from Dorian Pan. What's this second sector's gonna be? It's gonna be quite a quick one. 0.3 off, so she's on par with Ella Lloyd. I reckon she'll move up here, because I reckon she'll move up to second. Here she can keep this up in the Alpine Academy car, Nina Gateman. She looks to be quick. It's a 59.9 that you need to beat for Dorian Pan. Still about 3/10 off. 22 minutes remaining in this first practice session. She rolls the car into the 20. Using every bit of curb there on the right hand side. What's this lap going to be? She lost a few tenths in the last sector. So, she's done a 2:04. She's just then done a 2:05. So, 0.1 off the pace there for Nina Gateman. Taking a look at her replay from Albert Larson. This is the Hilfiger Academy car. The number 12 Hilfiger car for Albert Larson. She lost a end and straight on. So that is down at the double apex right hander. Just lost the rear end. So it's quite hard to guess the grip level here. It's especially hard to guess the grip level. Palmoski at the moment, our first sector is where? Oh yeah, so it's on par with Nina Gateman in that first sector for Palmoski. She's been quick recently. Chloe Chambers just goes up to fourth, 2:06. So 0.67 off the pace of Dorian Pan. Nobody else has touched a 1:59, only Dorian Pan. So that's interesting. Palmoski running through turn 18 into 19 and then 20 the final corner. Just hit 19 and into turn 20 now. This lap is going to be quick. Is it quick enough? P6 for Palmoski, 2:07.73. So Leah Block quick early in the session. She's done a 2:09. She's gone to 8th and she's just come back into the pits. So both Chloe Chambers and Palmoski look quick, as well as Nicole Hufford doing a bit of a anti-roll bar change in the rear end of that car. So trying to stiffen off the rear end of the car and try and make it a bit better to drive. You don't want a car that's not drivable around this Miami circuit. Courtney Crone on circuit on camera at the moment. She is sitting down in P11 and she's personal best the first and second sector. Meanwhile, Dorian Pan has just improved 1:59.6. That margin's now back out to half, a 0.55. So nearly half a second. Courtney Crone, she's up in P11 at the moment. 2.2 seconds off, and she's come back into the pits. Ella Lloyd is also into the pits as well, so following in for Ella Lloyd. Taking over a replay for Courtney Crone, and reason why she came back into the pits is because front left lock up on that car. So that's the main reason as to why she came back in the pits, possibly to put on a sticker set of Pirellis Now, the reason why we say sticker is because the Pirelli tyres come with a sticker on them, and that normally means they're brand spanking new tyres. So, that's one way we find out that. My Vogue has let a bit of rubber been put down here, and she's out on the circuit down in P18. Has not set a time. She's on an outlap. She's saving her tyres. Palmowski's just come up into third. So what? Expect my Vogue to show a bit of pace here. Palmowski's come up into third, 0.6 off the pace. 2 minute 0.2. So not a bad time. 2 minute 0.1 from Ella Lloyd. So she's only 2/10 off getting into a 59 in this session. So not bad at all. But of course the race lap record 57.6 around this circuit, and that is that my Vogue back into the pits. That is my Vogue. She's back into the pits, so she's rotating a set of tyres, prepared maybe for qualifying. Of course, qualifying is still a while away. Still on a 4-minute session here, still to come. Of course, that is running straight after sprint qualifying, but she's now rotated a set of Pirellis and getting that car prepared. She has, so she's, the pressure's up, and now they're going to bring it back down and try and get those tyres ready for a lap. Yeah, so expect my Vogue to go quite quickly here, especially in the back end of the session. Dorian Pan, 159.6. She's, at the moment, just keeping calm in that car. Emma Felbermeyer, at the moment, 239 kilometers an hour in that speed trap. Ella Lloyd, 237 kilometers an hour. So 2 kilometers an hour separates 0.5 of a second. Chloe Chambers has now just moved up into second by 0.04 over Ella Lloyd. But you can tell how fast the Mercedes Academy car is of Dorian Pan. She's done a 59.665. So those sectors are extremely quick for Dorian Pan. But she's not as quick in that third sector. So there's, even when you're quick, there's always time to be found, especially in that third sector for Dorian Pan. There's always time to be found, and that has been shown already. So Chloe Chambers, she's currently on screen in the Red Bull Ford Academy car, currently sitting up there in second, and that is Ella Lloyd chatting to her engineer. The engineer possibly asking if there's any adjustments being made to the car, or if there isn't any adjustments. If there isn't, then keep running out there trying to get climatized more to the circuit. This is Ella Lloyd's first season, of course, replacing Bianca Bustamante for last year. Bianca ended up moving into, I think it's GT Racing. I could be wrong. Joanne Giaconte at the moment, she is in the F1 Academy car at the moment. She doesn't have a time set, so maybe expect a quick time here from Joanne Giaconte as she now runs into Crypto Corner, and for the first corner, and then into the second corner. And it's maybe very much like chicane the first low corners here as F1 Academy races around the Hard Rock Stadium. Alba Larson at the moment, she's running P15, and she's had a bit of a sideways moment. How that is as close as you can get to the Qatar Airways wall, and if I was to measure that, that is about a centimetre between Alba Larson's suspension arm and the wall. So she probably would have been looking at that wheel just then, and she would have been like, oh Lord, oh go, and she would have probably tried to pull the car away from the wall. But it shows that some of these drivers are maximum attack here in FP1, and there's still one more 40-minute practice session that these drivers still have. So plenty of time. My Vogue now, she's on a outlap. We'll see what she can do. Hopefully she does a lap here, because I'm excited to see what my Vogue can actually do. Also watch out for Joanne Giaconte, who's currently got no time set, but I think she's on a lap at the moment. So watch out for Giaconte and my Vogue, who's down in 15th and 16th. Now, as to if this is actually a lap for my Vogue, I'll be surprised. because with 14 minutes to go, I reckon this will be a lap here. I reckon she'll come in. I reckon she'll do this lap. Then she'll come back in. Drop the tyre pressures. And do it again, I reckon. I reckon that's what this... Yep, told ya. So she'll re-drop the tyre pressures, bring the tyre pressures back up and do another lap. My look. She starts a lap as she runs down into turn number 1. She's been the qualifying master so far this year, and it's 5 points for Armour or Pole. So 5 points can be the decider of either the championship or not. So we'll see what this lap is here for my Vug. Is it going to be magenta to the first sector? The microsectors are looking good at the moment. The microsectors are definitely looking good. So we'll see what this lap is for my Vug. Dorian Pan, the first sector is 40.865. This first sector is a 40... Oh. So nearly a second off. So maybe they've bleeded too much of the tyre pressures out of that car. And she's not able to find the maximum performance there. But she's on par with Nita Gaidman in that first sector. She's not quicker than Dorian Pan in the first sector. But those microsectors must have been lying to me. So we'll see what this is, and she now hits up through the highway section. Meanwhile, Palmosky goes to second. She's done a 2-minute point 0 for Palmosky. So that margin continuing to close up. My Vug, what's this second sector going to be? 1.1 seconds off. It is on par with Tina Hausman. So this is not as quick as what we were expecting here from my Vug. Maybe taking too much out of that tyre. Not able to get the maximum out of it, but of course, you know, running through a bit of a plan here, and going out a bit later in the session. Might have not worked the way she wanted it to. My Vug running through the back part of the circuit, sector 3. This is turn 20. And she found any time in the last sector. She's actually lost a little bit of time in the last sector. My Vug up into 8th, 2-minute point 9, nearly 1.3 seconds off the pace. Ella Lloyd. Second sector, 0.1 fast, point on par with Dorian Pan. So this is going to be a quick lap here. Also, watch out for Chloe Chambers. She's got the fastest second sector now. Ella Lloyd has got the fastest first sector. It's all crumbling now for Dorian Pan. 11 and a half minutes to go here in this one. Chloe Chambers fastest to the second sector. Watch out for her. Ella Lloyd in the McLaren, in the Prima McLaren car. What's this lap going to be? P2, 59.7, and one of two cars now. The two cars now sit inside the 59s. Chloe Chambers might even knock that off. P3, she's done a 59.834. Here, my Vug, personal best the first sector. Second sector, this might be an improvement. So she's doing 2 consecutive laps in a row. Personal best to the first sector. Not sure what that sector is, but doesn't seem to be as quick. Oh, I thought she got close to the wall then. 0.3 off. So at the moment, she's on target to a 59.9. My Vug is currently down in 8th. Just been knocked off by Leah Block, 2-minute point 8. Aurelia Nobles, 2-minute point 5. 2-minute point 5, yes. 2-minute point 5 to go P5. My Vug, we're still on screen with her. 10.5 minutes to go in this session. I reckon there'll be a few bolted brand new sets of Pirellis on these cars by the end of this session. Here, my Vug, what's this lap going to be? It's going to be quick. Is it quick enough? P4, 2-minute 159.983. She's on par with the 59s here. So, this has been the rhythm here for my Vug lately. Just been running not as quick in qualifying, saving a pace in practice for qualifying. See these Pirellis now starting to tear up a little bit. You can see the graining on these tyres, and it's hurting each and every one of these drivers. With just under 9 minutes to go. Leah Block using every little bit of curb, and she turns into a drift car for about 0.2 of a second. She does. Ella Lloyd, she's just gone to the top. She's done a 1:59.5. What a lap from Ella Lloyd. She's 0.03 faster. Chloe Chambers now does a 59.6. It's now only 0.1 separating the top three. And Maya Vug down in fourth, nearly 2/10 off the pace. So she was struggling in the first sector for Ella Lloyd. And it was the adjustments that they made on that car that might have made that car a bit better in the rear end, where she might have been lacking in sector 2 and 3. But now she's slacking in sector 1. She's going on with this lap time. She's going 2 in a row here for Ella Lloyd. Now she's got to be careful that she doesn't punch a hole in these tyres, because it's quite easy to do that around this circuit with the long undulation of the corners. Here's Dorian Pan. She's currently on a lap. And her first sector is by far the quickest that anyone's done in this session. 8.5 minutes to go. We're about to get a happy hour here in F1 Academy. Purple to the first sector. Nina Gademan goes up to 5th. She's done a 2 minute. She's just done a 59.7 to go. P5. Dorian Pan. What's this second sector going to be? It is insane. 0.3 of a second up here from Dorian Pan. And she's done amazing to that first and second sector. 8 minutes to go in this session. Speed trap for Dorian Pin. Speed trap. What's the speed like here for Dorian Pin to be able to do this lap? 235 kilometers an hour. Heading through the Armco speed trap. Purple to the first and second sector. This lap is going to be quick. So, using the soft rubber that was laid down by Formula 1. And she's about to do a really quick lap. She does! A 59.2. When the race lap record around here is a 57. I think it's a 59.7. I think that was a 59.7, the race lap record. So they've bumped it by nearly half a second here. So the track is rubbering in a lot more as this session continues. 7.5 minutes to go. It's looking quick. Courtney Crone, breaks into this is turn 17. Yeah, that's turn 18. Turn 19 and then turn 20. So, she braked a bit too early and then the tyres locked up for her. Didn't work. Alba Larson, turning into a bit of a drift car for her. And the car bottoming out very much. So, struggling a little bit for her. She won't be happy with that. But the track is coming to everybody here as it grips up and more rubber gets put down. Nina Gademan, first and second sector, is not as quick as what Ella Lloyd and Dorian Panners did, but it's going to move her up. P4, 159.8, Tina Hausman, she's on a lap. It's not as quick as Dorian Penn and Ella Lloyd, but it will definitely be quick enough to move her up. 6 minutes to go in this session. 34 minutes gone. What's this lap going to be for Tina Hausman? 1.4 seconds. So she's lost nearly 1.1 seconds lost in that last sector. A lot of time lost there. Meanwhile, Dorian Pin, she's improving. And she's looking to go even faster than what she did before. 8. This is turn 19. Turn 20. The first sector wasn't as quick, but the second sector is what's caught our eye. This lap, it's a 59.1. And now eclipses the race lap record by nearly 7/10 here in practice. The qualifying record is a 57 around here. It was set by Abby Pulling, who they're America in Miami at the moment. She's currently in the commentary box in Miami at the moment. Chloe Chambers, she's improving in the first sector. Not so much in the second sector. It's personal best in the first sector, which is the green box, and then the yellow box is not so much of an improvement. Chloe Chambers, this lap, not quick enough. She doesn't improve actually, 59.9. She's nearly 8/10 off the pace of Dorian Pin. The top 10 separated by 0.94 of a second. This is one of the kick cars, the number 5 of Emma Felbermeyer, Kick Sauber Academy. And that is quite a big slide through the double apex right-hander. 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go in this session. Ella Lloyd, right out sideways into a drift car. Wow. Speak of a drift car. That is the definition of that. Sprint qualifying still to come. So, oh my god, Maya Vug. Massive lock-up. And that is her tyres gone. But she's going to continue to push on with it. She would have lost all of her time in that last sector. This was an amazing lap from her. This will not be a quick lap no more. P3. So she's lost nearly, 4 tenths in that last sector. She was on par with Dorian Pin in the first 2 sectors. Oh. That was scary because that was a big lock-up. Probably the biggest one we've seen so far. Eva Dobson there looking on as well. As I was saying though, sprint qualifying for Formula 1 not too far away. Let's take a look at Maya Vug and what has happened. What has happened indeed, as the front right tyres just locked up. See, the front left tyre for Maya Vug is starting to green up a little bit for her. Yeah, so just maybe got on a few of the bit of the dust on, is because when this circuit is made, there's a lot of dust that builds up just behind the curb there. So she might have got into a bit of that dust and it might have locked her up a little bit. Tina Hausman, which that probably would have happened to most drivers as well. Tina Hausman, she's currently down in P8. She's 1.5 seconds off in that first sector. Will there be any improvement from Tina Hausman? She's currently on a lap, but it's not as quick. 2.5 minutes to go. We've got qualifying still to come. Qualifying still to come for Formula 1 Sprint. As that is that's Tina Hausman. Oh! So, if she didn't go off the circuit then, she would have ran into the back of Leah Block, who was actually right in front of her. So that was a bit scary for her. Oh lord, so this session is definitely ramping up. Back end of this one, Alicia Palmowski in the 21 Red Bull Racing car. She's 0.8 of a second off on her lap at the moment. There's a minute remaining in this session. Palmowski, personal best, first and second sector. This lap, what does this do for her? What's this lap going to do for her? For Alicia Palmowski. Personal best, the first and second sector is not as quick. It's about 0.4 off Dorian Pin. So she's on par at the moment with Ella Lloyd. This could move her up, Alicia Palmowski. This is turn 19. Turn 20. Using the ripple strip to keep the car under control. It's P2, 0.3 of a second off. Eclipses Ella Lloyd by nearly 0.1 of a second as someone has a lock-up for their Pirelli tyres. Each time someone has a lock-up around here, it tends to hurt the tyres a little bit more, which you do not need around here. The first sector and the second sector, all 3 sectors owned by Dorian Pin, so she's extremely quick around this circuit. This is Aurelia Nobles with 30 seconds to go in this session. 0.95 off of the lead, and Emma Felbermeyer's just gone up into 11th, 2 minute 0.9, 1 seconds off the pace. Dorble's down in 17th, and Aurelia Nobles now locks up, heading into turn 17. Sorry, turn 17, 18, 19, and 20. Aurelia Nobles, there's a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. Nobles moves up into 7th. She actually improves her time by 0.1 of a second. And that yellow flag has been cleared in sector 1 and sector 2. So this session is about to come to a close, and the checkered flag will wave in around about 20 seconds time from now. Maya Vug goes up into 3rd now. She's done a 59.5, 0.4 off of Dorian Pin. Chloe Chong down there in P10. She's on the cusp, 1.6 seconds off. Practice 1 finishes and the checkered flag will wave for F1 Academy. And this is why Chloe Chong actually backed out of this one. Oh! Big spin for Chloe Chong in the 27 Charlotte Tilbury car, and she's waiting for everybody to get back on the circuit. She's waiting for everybody to actually move out of her way. Checkered flag waves here in F1 Academy, and FP1 done and dusted for everybody here today. So, not a bad first session, but Dorian Pin, 1 minute 59.153. She does it again in FP1. She's topped every practice session so far. Can she do it in FP2? We will see. But so far, the time to keep in the back of your mind, 1:59.1. Dorian Pin, she's looking quick. Prema team there looking on, and they'll be happy with that, especially for Ella Lloyd's getting a good pace. Getting a good pace indication. Alicia Palmosky up there in second. And the Red Bull Racing Pepe Jeans car looking extremely quick. Anyways, that is it from me here today. There was not really that much left here in this first session. Yeah, but there were a few spins that we saw in that session that really indicated this whole thing, as that is extremely cool. Practice 1 results. It is Dorian Pin who does it again. Alicia Palmosky in second, Maya Vogue in third. Of course, this is just practice. So, first practice goes to Dorian Pin, followed by Alicia Palmosky, Maya Vogue, Ella Lloyd, Chloe Chambers, Nina Gaidman, Raylia Nobles, Leah Block, Tina Hausman, and Chloe Chong, your top 10. So, 10 fast cars, 10 drivers that could now possibly take part in qualifying. There's still one practice session to come. It will be right after sprint qualifying. Emma Felbermeyer, followed by Rafaela Ferreira, Alba Larson, Courtney Chong, Nicole Havardar, Joan Jaconte, Ava Dobson, and Aliva sitting down there in 18th position. Anyways, after in a little while, I'll be back for sprint qualifying here, as the sprint will be soon to be getting underway, as the F1 Academy will be back in a couple hours' time. That is it from me. I'll be back with sprint qualifying in a little bit. See you then. Bye-bye.